Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Informal back with another podcast. We are on the Mr. Informal podcast 188. Yes, could you believe that? 188. So, I just want to say, first and foremost, I hope you are healthy. I hope you are safe. And certainly, I hope you are enjoying life. We are getting closer and closer to at least be back to normal. And certainly, I feel great about that. And I feel great too. And I just want to remind you, please do not forget to add me on Instagram, MISTERINFORMAL, and then check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. So, what do we have for this podcast? Well, number one, no more VR. Yes, Facebook looks like it's going to stop its VR and AR. Number two, Nike is not going to be sold in Foot Locker anymore. We'll see. Number three, as more logistics are needed, especially warehouse space are needed, workers are also needed in those warehouse unions are starting to rise, i.e. Amazon. Number four, 2022 looks like it's going to be a technology stagnant. There's not going to be a lot of revolution, a lot of innovation for this year, just due to the shortages alone, the chips, the electronics, you know the deal. Everyone knows the deal. So those are the four topics for this Mr. Informal Podcast 188. And so let's go ahead and start the podcast. So the article is from hypebeast.com titled Meta, formerly known as Facebook, dissolves VR and AR operating system team consisting of 300 employees, shifting focus to other departments. So Meta reportedly had dissolved a team of 300 employees working on the development of new operating system for its virtual and augmented reality devices. According to new reports, tech giant has disbanded the team behind the long-rumored XROS. Instead of moving to other neighboring teams to help out on other related tech, including Meta's AR glasses and Quest headsets, and various tech such as eye and hand tracking as well as machine perception. So we are always from Facebook themselves. We are always evolving our team structure to help us bring great products to market quickly. By embedding more OS engineers directly into our AR and VR teams, we can speed up developments of solutions that are hyper-tuned for each product line. As we've said, there are several technical directions we're pursuing to build these, and we remain committed to building highly specialized system. We continue to invest and optimize to move so fast we can deliver against the aggressive goals we've set. You see, that's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo crap, BS. Seems like Facebook is gonna upgrade their Quest headset with a new operating system. But you're talking about 300 employees here for the VR and AR. 300. So it seems like Meta is focusing on the metaverse. It's not really focusing on one specific device or one specific item or product. I think they are more, let's just go full on metaverse with this and just let people explore our metaverse. Our metaverse is going to be full of AR, NFTs, and augmented reality, virtual reality, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not sure what you want to say. For me, anything that makes Facebook go down, I'm all for it, because I'm not a fan of the kind of things they do, and I always know that there's always something behind the scenes with Mark Zuckerberg. This is why Elon Musk don't like him. I don't like him either. Now, I'm not saying that all these 300 people should be fired, but it looks like they are moving these employees to other departments, which is good. But there are probably half of these employees are going to get laid off. I wouldn't be surprised. But even if they do get laid off, I'm sure there are other companies who will hire them, because a lot of companies are starting to get in AR and VR. Not only that, the metaverse. So the more these other companies could get candidates, certainly it is a plus for them. Now, for me personally, I don't really care, but it is something that, and it is interesting that Facebook is doing this. I think again, Facebook is just gonna go to metaverse, all of it. That means in their metaverse is gonna be AR and VR. Or there's gonna be quest games, whatever they want to call it, and other stuff. So they're all gonna put everything into one operating system and also one environment. So people, instead of having multiple devices, it's all going to be in one place with one operating system, kind of like Apple ecosystem. That's why. Next topic is Nike moves away from Foot Locker in shift to DTC, direct to consumer. This article is from retaildive.com. So Foot Locker expect its amount of Nike product to decline meaningfully as Nike accelerates to direct-to-consumer strategy. Nike is Foot Locker's largest supplier. Foot Locker CEO Dick Johnson said on a call with analysts that the company will maintain a strong relationship with Nike and the brand will remain an important partner, especially in categories like basketball. For the upcoming fiscal year, Nike expected to make up 60% of Foot Locker's total purchases, which is down from 75% in 2020 and 70% in 2021. Foot Locker attributed the shift to Nike's accelerated strategies to shift to DTC and Foot Locker's own diversification efforts. So, Foot Locker has been one of the few wholesale partners that Nike named in its own earnings results. So far, has been protected from Nike's shift to undifferentiated wholesale. Now, however, the relationship between the two companies is changing. It's really simple. It's not really. Nike is trying to make its own store so it doesn't have to split the profit with wholesalers. That's all it is. So, Dick Johnson also said the decision is for Foot Locker's health as a business. Foot Locker had a heavy concentration of certain popular Nike products in 2020 and 2021, which drove great results, but it goes against Foot Locker aim for being a house of brands. Geez, I wonder why. So, you know what? I'm not even gonna feel sorry for Foot Locker at all, because it's their fault for having too much Nikes and Nike products instead of having Adidas, Onitsuka, Asics, New Balance, Puma. I mean, list goes on and on. There's so many shoes out there, even Under Armour shoes. And yet they want to stick with Nike. Now I know Nike is the bulk of their products, but hey, there are more brands out there than just Nike. So I'd say Nike is probably 50 or 60% of their product, but now that they want to diversify, well, it's too late to do that and say that, because Nike established themselves in the retail business. Not only also that, they're establishing themselves in the direct-to-consumer, which stands for DTC. Which means DTC, or short for DTC. So I'm not gonna feel sorry for Foot Locker because they've been this way for a long time. Not only that, I know there are many brands out there that don't like that. They always suck Nike's dick for some reason. It is what it is. But hey, I'm glad that Nike is certainly going away from Foot Locker, probably getting their exclusive on their own. Also, they're reducing the amount of styles in Foot Locker. So this could also means that, hey, in a positive way, that other brands can also get into retail space where Foot Locker needs to have those brands in their stores. And hey, I think that the CEO of Foot Locker just did a bad move right here. Now I know they want to diversify, and yet they couldn't do that a long time ago. I'm trying to understand. They could not do that a long time ago. They should have done that a long time ago. Not just now when the pandemic hits or after the pandemic hits. So, hey, it's whatever. If Foot Locker goes down, I won't feel sorry for them. So moving on to the next topic, which is warehouse unions. So warehouse unions, there's going to be a lot of increase in warehouse unions. As 2020 and 2021, a lot of brands needed warehouse space, also logistics, also manpower. And so Amazon just showed that they're buying a lot of warehouse space, same with Costco. But Amazon just seems to be in the news every time regarding warehouse workers, and a lot of these workers are starting to form a union. Now, moving away from Amazon, and I'm just trying to bring up Amazon because they just bring on the news. Not only that, it's creating a domino effect. Now, Target is also going to need warehouse space. Costco, Walmart, a lot of these retail brands such as Kohl's, even Nike, Adidas, all of these brands are going to need warehouse space. Now, they're going to need the manpower. They're going to need people. They're going to need employees. And so, if they somehow ignore all of these employees, such what Amazon is doing, well, these people are going to create a union. And that's what's happening. It's starting to... unions are becoming increasingly present these times. Because now that the pandemic have shown that more people are buying online, you can ship. And yet the warehouse workers are not treated the way that they should be. They're being treated the same way even before the pandemic. Even in the 1980s, they are still treated the same. As you can see, nothing has changed when it comes to the workplace and when it comes to the physical jobs out there, such as being in a warehouse, such as in construction, or all of these things. It still has not changed. The only thing that changed is probably the inflation and also how you process things. But again, as long as you are using your body to do your job, certainly you are at least asking or expecting your employer to treat you better. But no, that's not happening. So this is why there's a lot of unions rising up. Probably most likely in the car business. Well, car business, I know there's a lot of unions over there. But now when it comes to the fashion brands or even e-commerce, there's a lot more that are coming up. And I'm not surprised, because they're probably not even getting hazard pay, or they're probably not getting enough vacation, they're not getting enough PTO, so and so. We, same with me, are benefiting from these warehouse workers, because these people are making sure that you get your package on time, that you get the correct package, the correct order, the correct sizes, and they make sure that they sort it out correctly. And a lot of these brands will always say, "Oh, we treat our workers right. We always give them the benefits. We always sanitize our workplace. We also our workplace neat, always keeping it safe." But that's just marketing stuff. That's just marketing BS. Now, don't get me wrong. I do know that there are workers out there who are just lazy, or who are not properly doing their job, or don't have etiquette. So it goes both ways. But as more warehouses are being bought, as more warehouses are being built, also as more people buying stuff online, certainly there are going to be a lot of workers that will be working at the warehouse. And these warehouse workers, once they get tired of the BS that we and companies out there saying, well, certainly there are going to be unions out there all over the place. On to the last topic, technology stagnant. So the Samsung Galaxy S22 mobile flagship are out, and nothing really special about it. That's all there is to it. Last year's iPhone and probably this year's new iPhone, nothing special about it. Same with the MacBook Pros, the M1s, people say it's still impressive. Well, that was last year's technology. And so I'm looking at computers, PCs, chip shortages, video cards, TVs, uh, laptops, tablets. I'll give credit where credit's due. I do like the Tab S8 Ultra. It looks impressive, so I'll give him that. So, not other than that, there hasn't been anything special really about technology these days. I can't think of one sector that is benefiting from it or actually creating a revolution. Maybe home gyms with TV screens and also video subscription or workout subscription. Maybe that's the closest thing, but other than that, cars, computers, printers, maybe cameras, but I mean, nothing really has much changed. So 2022, for my guess, is it's gonna be a stagnant year when it comes to technology. Fashion won't be a stagnant because since a lot of things are becoming back to normal, a lot of things are becoming open. Certainly, a lot more people are buying stuff. But when it comes to newer stuff, well, I'm excited for it because I know runway shows are coming back, so that's going to be interesting. So I can't wait to do more runway reviews. But going back to electronics or technology alone, again, nothing really has sprung up to the point where that's going to be a game changer or that's going to be a great add-on to your life. I mean, voice assistant, nothing really has changed. It's still the same. Again, I cannot think of one sector where I can say, you know what, that is revolutionary. Honestly, I can't. I mean, if you can, let me know. But it's just due to the supplies, the logistics, the raw materials, the chip shortages, everything shortages and inflation, price increase, everything is just going up. As you can tell, everything is just against innovation right now. And I think that we won't see innovation until next year. Even so, that's being generous. So I can't say for sure what will happen next year. All I can say is this year seems to be how I think it's gonna look like for technology. Is nothing's really special. Video call, I think, or Zooms or Teams, whatever you want to call it, is maybe the same. It's probably going to decrease now that everybody's heading back to the office. So again, I don't foresee anything in the technology sector where it's going to be that interesting. Now, the metaverse might be something to look out for, but I do think that's not going to be mainstream until 2023 or 2024. Because a lot of these brands are just creating the metaverse this year. And as you can see, they're hiring a lot of people to get into the metaverse. And that's not going to be a mainstream thing until maybe in a couple years. But 2022 is present. And so what do we have to show for 2022? Absolutely nothing. It's going to be a boring year in terms of innovations. Hopefully, I do think that something will come out of this year that could be a game changer, that could be a trend, that could be useful for our everyday lives. But for now, as you can tell, car autopilot can't come soon enough. But 2022 seems like it's not gonna be anything special. And so that basically concludes this Mr. Informal Podcast 188. I hope you enjoyed listening to me. I hope you listened to me from beginning to end, and if you did, I do appreciate that. And hopefully I gave you some insights. Hopefully I gave you some news that you have not heard before. Please do not forget to add me on Instagram, MISTERINFORMAL, and then check out my website, mrinformal.com, MRINFORMAL.com. And so I hope you be safe, I hope you be healthy, and certainly I hope you will have a great day or night. And so I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.